Salutations friends, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I'm going to share with you my fragrances that I got in December and have a little bit of a chit chat with you guys on my 2021 fragrance resolutions. So let's get into it. So I've actually already filmed this video and then I realized I talked way too long about certain things. So rather than spend an hour and a half editing, I can refilm this and kind of condense everything. So I'm not going to spend too much time on one or the other, but I am going to do the haul first. That way if you guys just want to see what I got in December, that way you can watch, you can go, don't waste your time through chit chat. But if you want to have a bit of a chit chat with me about fragrance resolutions and what I'm looking forward to in 2021, then that will be at the end of this video. So I didn't get too much and I've been trying to be good. December is like August, because August there's so many birthdays and anniversaries in August that I just don't have money because it's being spent literally on my entire family. Like John's birthday, my sister's birthday, one of my best friend's birthdays, my parents' anniversary. There's so many things that happen in August that require so much of my money that I am just like, okay, I'm strapped. I can't really think about myself, which is totally fine. Oh, my birthday's also in August. And December is the same. It's Christmas, holidays, and this year specifically, my mom moved. It's just been a lot of finances this month that my finances are fine, but my extra spending money was less than it normally is. So I did get one thing to review. Everything else was purchased. If I have reviews of any of these fragrances, I will link them below. I'm going to share with you the fragrance I got to review because it's just one. And I'm cleaning it up because it does show fingerprints pretty easily. And it's Bentley from Men Silverlake. And this is an amazing fragrance. It really is. It's a beautiful take on aquatic scents. It's very green, it's very fresh, and I love it and I wear it and it's fantastic. So I definitely have a review of this. Check it out below. I really enjoy it. Everything else was purchased. So the first two are two travel atomizers that I got out of the House of Matriarch advent calendar, and that was so fun. And I have an travel atomizer of Devotion and a travel atomizer of Vanilla Caviar. And if I have reviews of any of these, I'll link them below. I'm trying not to make this video too long, so I'm trying to run in through the haul part. I have a review of this. I purchased this. This is on my must-buy list for a very long time. It's Xerjoff Alexandria II. I decided since this is a very potent fragrance, you don't need a lot of sprays, it has excellent longevity. I didn't need to purchase the big bottle, but I do have issues with my OCD with my collection. I prefer to have larger bottles. So I'm still kind of wondering if I should sell a smaller one and buy a bigger one, but I think I'll be fine because there's other Xerjoff I have that are small. So this is a gorgeous fragrance. It's been on my must-buy list for a very, very long time. So I'm finally happy to have that. And the next three I got because two of them I got to review and because I wanted them, and the other one, just right place, right time. And the right place, right time is the Pomegranate or Grenade. I can't say any French words, I'm sorry. From Solinotes. I think Target is getting rid of these fragrances, or they're doing something. My local Target had this for, I think, 30 or 40% off, so I picked it up. I would have bought it anyway for $20, but I decided to pick it up, and I think this is the last one from the line I need that they carry. I don't have coconut, I don't have amber, but I think I have every other, oh, I don't have iris, but I'm pretty sure I have every other fragrance from Solinotes. And I'm going to be doing a layering Solinotes collection, a video where I talk about layering and how they work. These other two are ones that I bought because I had a little bit of extra money after buying everybody's gifts and helping out where I could financially with a bunch of things. And I decided I need to review these anyway, so I obviously purchased them. And they're fragrances I wanted anyway. So the next one we have is the new flanker to Idole from Lancome. Really like this scent, excited to review it for you guys. I haven't worn it enough to properly review it. I'll probably review it later this week. I'm still sick, but I'm way better and able to film, not like a few weeks ago where I could barely get out of bed. So I will have a review of that one up, and I'm really excited to review this one. This is from Imaginary Authors. This is a Whiff of Wafflecone. Now I've talked to you guys before in a previous video about creativity and perfumery, where I like to see fragrances and brands and houses take unique concepts or different concepts and translate them into olfactive wearable fragrances. And I love imaginary authors, and it's been a very long time since I purchased something from them. So first, I was excited to support the house that I love, and let you guys know, I paid for this full price. This was not sent to me to review. But if you guys didn't know, you probably don't know, my first job was fragrance. You know, I worked at Douglas Cosmetics. I was the cashier and the fragrance girl. It's where I talked about that tons of times. My second job was actually at a ice cream parlor, and I would spend sometimes my entire 8-hour shift making waffle cones. So I have a very real experience with waffle cones in an ice cream parlor, and I was so excited because I love the way that smells. And so for me, this is something that I can relate to and also something I would like to smell like. So I'm excited to review this for you guys. So those are the fragrances that I got in December. I do have a fragrance currently on the way. It probably will be next week or two. So if I do have a January fragrance haul, I'll share it with you guys. It depends on a few things. I'll obviously talk to you guys about that when I talk about my New Year's resolutions fragrance. But that fragrance is Wine and Chocolate from Suga Parfums. I'm really excited to have that. That was definitely one I needed to have. So yeah, that's currently on its way to me. So very excited for that one. So if you only came for the haul, thank you so much for sitting through this haul. If I have reviews of any of these fragrances, I'll link them below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I put out new videos every Monday through Fridays. And if you like this type of content, and I do put it out so often, don't forget to hit the little bell so you can be notified when I get my videos up. But if you would like to sit down for a quick little chit chat, hopefully it won't be too long, but we'll see. I'm going to talk to you guys about a few of my fragrance resolutions. So first things first, I've talked about this at length, but I'm going to set up this so that way when I go into my fragrance resolution, you'll kind of understand where I'm coming from. I am not an influencer, and I think most of you guys can agree with that. There are people who run fragrance channels who have the looks for it, men and women. They're beautiful, they have unique features, and they really kind of look the part of an influencer. And they have ambition with their channels. They have relationships with brands, totally fine. And they actually have ambition to be influencers within the fragrance community. And just because all of those things I've said, those aren't a negative. And personally, I don't think that takes away from anyone's experience, passion, or, talent when it comes to reviewing fragrances on YouTube. I, myself, don't really have that ambition. If it happens, cool. But I don't have the looks for it. I don't really have the personality for it. I'm way more low-key. And I'm not worried about it, I'm not too worried about it. But that being said, in me saying that, I'm not talking down about myself, I'm realistic. But I also want fragrance to be a career for me. Now, there's people, when they see my hauls, when they see my collection, obviously, whenever somebody has more than 10 bottles of perfume, people kind of say, why would you waste money on this? And I've talked about this at length before, but again, to kind of set up this little bit I'm going to talk about coming up, I'm an artist. I do painting. I do a variety of different paintings. I do graphic art. Most of my passive income comes from my art. So I, put my designs up on t-shirt websites, places where you could buy photo prints, art prints of my stuff, and I receive passive income from that. That's one of the ways I make passive income. And it's pretty substantial. So I'm very lucky in that regards. I do fine jewelry. And this is something I don't do very often because I take it very seriously and I work on commissions, unique one-of-a-kind pieces. Sometimes it might take me months to design a special gold and diamond finding clasp or things like that. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll sculpt them out of the clay and I have a kiln and I'll fire it, or other times I'll work with some place that can print like in platinum and then gold and then silver, and I might create a custom unique clasp and charms and things to go with like a Tahitian pearl or a golden South Sea pearl necklace. Those pieces take a lot of time because when I do those jewelry pieces, I work with the client, and I will source and I will work and find, like, we will pick it out pearl by pearl. So if I'm doing a 50 pearl necklace, it could take me 2 years to source all the pearls and to create this clasp, and it's very expensive to do that. That's why I don't do it very often, and I really only do those pieces by word of mouth, which means clients of my clients are referred to me. It's nothing that I mention, and I'm mentioning it here not to talk to myself, because I've turned down pieces for a lot of money because it's nothing I could deliver on at the quality that I like to deliver on. I'm very picky about my clients. I'm very picky about my pieces in regards to that, but that is also a very substantial amount of money when I do that. And then there's just also the businesses on the side that I have with graphic art. You know, I get paid to do logos, I get paid to do entire branding. I worked with a brand and worked and basically did everything for them. You know, we did colors, we did logos, we did labels and boxes. You know, you go to meetings and you sit there for hours just talking about different shades of yellow. And you're like, this yellow doesn't work with this doesn't fit with your brand, things like that. Like, you spend a lot of time doing that. And I take all of those businesses very seriously. So it's all passive income except for the jewelry, or when I do the stuff with the graphic art. And so I have a lot of spare time. When I worked at Ulta, I worked there to get out of the house, and I worked there for insurance. And I quit for health reasons and other reasons. I do love Ulta though. It's more of a personal where I worked issue, not the company-wide. So I have a lot of spare time, and during the pandemic, figuring out what I wanted to do, I realized I want to make fragrance like my primary career somehow. Now, going back to what I was talking about earlier, I don't have the looks or the personality to be an influencer. And again, I'm not talking down about myself when I say that. I'm also not talking down about the people who do. I just think there are a few things I'm never going to be able to do. You know, you guys compliment my voice, thank you, but I've heard myself sing, to talk to you guys, about it. I don't have a good singing voice, even if I went to the best vocal coach in the world. My body, my physical attributes, my vocal cords, I would never be a singer, never, even if I had the training. So when I look at my channel and I look about people making YouTube a real career, I don't have the looks or the personality to do that. And that's okay. That's fine. And I don't even know if I'd want to do it anyway. I come to YouTube and share my reviews with you guys because I like talking to you guys. I like sharing this experience with you guys. And some people like my reviews and some people think I'm uneducated, I'm untalented, I shouldn't be doing this, I'm boring. That's okay too. Not everyone's gonna like you, and that's fine. And usually when people say things like that, I really respect that because I don't think that there's anything wrong with not liking the way someone reviews or not thinking somebody has passion or talent. If they're watching my videos, if they've even watched like a few minutes of one of my reviews, they could decide, I don't like this person, I think they're ingenuine, and I'm not going to sit here and tell anyone's opinion is wrong. But for me, I don't think I have what it takes to be an influencer on YouTube. That doesn't mean I'm going to stop YouTube, and that's not why I started YouTube. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with people who do start YouTube because of that. Having ambition, having looks, having the personality to really skyrocket to success as a fragrance reviewer, to a way where you make a real income, I don't think that that takes away from the integrity, talent, and experience. I just think that they have a little something extra. For me though, I don't want to do it as a reviewing way. I want to do it more as a creative way. Now, one of my biggest resolutions this year is to really start to understand perfume making from the ground up. I'm working on building an organ, not to be a nose, but to understand fragrance from the very basic level of creation. As a creative person, as somebody who loves to create, I've always wanted to learn and understand and nurture this passion I have in that regard. Now, I'm not planning on starting a fragrance line. I'm not saying that it's out of the cards or, it's not an option, or it's not something that won't happen. I don't know. I'm telling you right now, I don't have the experience for it. I don't have the talent for it. I don't have any talent for it because I've never done it. I don't know. But it's definitely not why I'm starting this organ in this. It's because I want to understand it more. I want to learn more about it. I want to learn how to build a formula. I want to learn how to build accords. I want to learn everything from the ground up. Because I have a crazy curiosity for it and a passion for creation and a huge respect for the olfactive arts. I believe it'll make me a better reviewer, and it'll give me something to do with my spare time. Again, I have a lot of spare time because my income is passive. So sometimes, you know, I'll read articles, I'll teach myself to program, I'll do a bunch of different things. I do a lot of things educationally throughout my day. And that's kind of like what I do in regards to spending my spare time. Again, that's why I got a job at Ulta, because I was tired of sitting in the house. I wanted to get out and do things, and the insurance was a plus. But for me, instead of trying to fill time with things that I love but I don't know if I would ever utilize, I have a passion for fragrance. Whether or not you agree with that or believe it, that's totally on you. That's okay. But I want to find a way to make this into something. And so my New Year's resolution, my fragrant New Year's resolution number 1, is to find a way, find a path for me in this fragrance world. Will I start a fragrance line? Probably not. I don't know. I'm not there. If I did, it would be something that I owned and I did myself. I wouldn't be doing it in a creative director role. Now, that's just what I'm saying right now. I don't know what would happen in the future. I might find that I prefer to work with other perfumers. I might find that I have an idea and I want to make it expand and grow, but maybe I want to work with other artists. So I'm not saying that won't change, but currently right now I would prefer to do everything myself. But it's definitely not something that I'm even considering at this point, because I don't know if I'd be good at it. Just because I'd consider taking courses, and just because I'd consider investing my time and money into building an organ and building fragrances and taking up perfumery as a hobby to understand it, doesn't mean I'd be good at it, you know? So there's a lot of boxes that would need to be checked for that to happen, and that's not why I'm doing this. I'm actually doing this so I can have a deeper, more personal understanding of perfumery, so I can be a better reviewer and have more knowledge and experience. That way, if there was an opportunity for me to carve out or have a career in this industry, behind the scenes, as a writer, doing more reviews, I don't know, maybe getting a fragrance counter job at a high-end department store and selling fragrances that I love, that I have a lot of experience with. I don't know what it would be. But having that experience is something that I want to focus on for 2021, rather than just a consumer. Really starting to learn and understand to the best of my ability perfumery from the inside out. And that's something that's really important to me. And I feel like I'm a hands-on person. I'm great at visual learning, and I feel like learning to build fragrances, smell different ingredients, have a better understanding, expanding my palette is a great way to start. So I'm excited to do that. My second fragrant resolution is to update this. So upon moving to this house, we moved to this house about a year and a half ago, maybe a little less than a year and a half ago. I brought up all of my old stuff and just kind of slapped it in this room. So the house that we moved into, it's not a huge house. It's like 5 bedroom, 3 bathroom. And John has his workroom. I have this room, which is my perfume, and my beauty stuff's over there. I try to make my face look less like a potato as possible when I film. I also film in here. And then we have 2 guest bedrooms, and then again, master bedroom. So when we came in here, I was working full time. John was still going up and down to move. My dad was sick, he was staying here. And so my filming perfume setup was never what we intended it to be, which was to be custom cabinetry and a custom filming setup. Initially, we were going to take one of the guest bedrooms and turn that into a filming studio. And we decided that to soundproof the room, it would cost as much to build custom cabinetry in here. And because this is where all my fragrances are anyway, this is more my space, and having 2 guest bedrooms is really nice. We're going to just redo these cabinets and build custom cabinetry in here. Over here you can't see is my computer. I have a big Wacom tablet. It's like a 27-inch for my graphic art and things like that in my projects. So I need a specific space for my computer, for my editing and my art, cabinetry for my fragrances, a filming area. And so yeah, the second resolution is to get this room where it needs to be. Now that doesn't mean it's going to happen within the next few months. It could start happening at the end of next year. We don't know. But to figure out how I want this room configured so that way it can be kind of like the place I wanted it to be when we first moved in, and kind of the plans that we had that had to be put on hold for a year and a half, getting it set up is really exciting. So we're probably going to do everything ourselves. We could pay and get custom cabinetry in here, but something that you guys might not know is that we have a fabrication lab in our garage. So one of the things that we used to do is I own a glass etching company. So I used to do custom artwork on etched glassware, and that was our primarily form of income for a very long time. We actually had to stop our business because we couldn't scale up. We were getting too much business that we couldn't handle, and to hire somebody, it would have cost more money than what we were making, because we would have wanted to hire them at a livable wage. We didn't want to hire somebody at under $15 an hour. And it just was breaking even, and at that point we were just considering other forms of business. So we put that on hold. So we have a glass etching, setup, a sandblasting. We also have a laser printer, or laser cutter I should say. We have a very big CNC machine. I have a kiln, I have a throwing wheel. We have a foundry set up so we can do metalwork. We have 3 3D printers on top of a full kind of woodworking situation. So one thing that we love to do is build, and we haven't done anything in a very long time. It's been a long time since we had any projects. So our thought was that for building these cabinets, we could pay someone to do it, but we could do it ourselves. We have all the equipment, we have all the materials. What we're talking about more is time. Because it takes a lot of time and effort to do this, and we still have a lot of other things going on. And if I'm doing, this education on fragrance, I've thought about, again, doing the Grass Institute of Perfumery, the online courses. It cost a few thousand. I've considered it. It's not the money, it's more of the time. I don't think I would be able to even make it into the 2021 classes. It would probably have to be next year. I don't know if there's any openings anymore for, English speaking, but to do this, we'd want to do it right, and there's a lot of decisions that had to be made, because it's not just building cabinets, it's building a desk that works for my art, a good filming area. How does it look filmed? How am I going to store fragrances, especially if my fragrance collection is expanding? There's a lot of decisions that have to be made, and it takes a lot of time. So hopefully within 2020, this setup will be gone and it will be what we hoped. But again, since we're doing everything ourselves, it could be piece by piece. Who knows? We'll see. But that is something that I have in the cards and definitely want to do this year. And I'm excited for it. Like, we've kind of talked about it. I need to take measurements and just figure out the space I need for my fragrances. So that's why this area looks as kind of weird as it does, because it was literally just all the extra bookcases that we weren't using. This one used to be in my bookcase for fragrances, and then I have my old Ikea one right here, which actually, if you guys want good cabinets for fragrance, the Ikea entertainment ones. And the reason why I say the entertainment ones, this isn't the entertainment one. This one right here, because it's made for electronics, it's made for things to be heavy, and you can also kind of configure it how you want. So when I designed this one right here, and by designed went in and picked pre-approved pieces already from Ikea. I mean, it's pretty much like A and B and C, and how do you want to put those 3 things together. I had it in a way where I could put decant samples on the bottom and have my fragrances in the top on shelves that were starting and could hold a lot. So those are fantastic, definitely recommend. But I'm looking forward to proper cabinets built to my specifications, how I want it to look, and also getting my filming set up where I want it to be. So that is resolution number 2. The other resolution I have is to just spend more time polishing my finished product. Now, one of the things that a lot of people have real critique about my channel is that I don't look exactly at the camera. So before I filmed on my iPhone, and I kind of knew where to look with this because I filmed on an iPhone specifically. I do have a really nice DSLR camera. I just haven't been comfortable editing on anything other than iMovie, which is why I use my phone. And now I use my iPad Pro, which is really cool. However, I am still not used to where I need to look in the iPad to be able to make it sure I'm looking at you guys dead in the eye. So what I end up doing, instead of like looking kind of over here, I look smack dab in the middle. So I need to figure out exactly where I need to look and then mark it and then be like, that's where I'm going. that's where I'm filming. So that way, or that's where I look. So that way it looks like I'm looking at you guys. So if it seems like I'm not looking at you guys, I just have to figure out with this iPad where I look at. But it's not just about looking like I'm looking at the camera. It's also about polishing my content, editing it better, working on my, what's the word I'm looking for? Logo, redoing my logo. It's been like 4 years. Working on like just transitions, music, can be making my own music or getting someone else to make custom music for my background. I want everything to be polished and the best product possible for me and for you guys. Again, I'm not an influencer. This isn't going to be a career for me. I make not that much money doing this, but I want to give you guys a better overall experience when you do watch my stuff. Make it a little bit nicer, make it a little bit more fun and more engaging rather than just me sitting on my floor. So I'm excited to do that too and to get a little bit better with editing and bringing you guys a more polished video. So that's my other New Year's resolution. On top from bringing the standard, bringing you guys fragrance reviews, bringing you guys fragrances you probably don't see. It's not like I'm the only person that does this. A lot of other people are a lot better than I am by bringing like indie fragrance brands and lesser known niche, but really emphasizing that more. I am lucky enough to where brands will reach out to me to review things, but I much prefer to purchase things to review. So making sure, because I'm going to be doing this, is going to cost money, not too much, because again I have all the equipment, but the standard stuff to do this is going to cost money. Doing the organ, investing in the channel, just for fragrances, it might not be a lot of newer stuff immediately, and so I'm hoping by March and April I'll try and do like one like indie house review a week. I'm gonna try. I'm not saying I can, I'm gonna try, because I have to purchase everything ahead of time and then wear it and be able to review it for you guys. So I do want to kind of focus more on lesser known houses. I'm not saying that other people don't have a focus on that with their channel and don't bring you guys houses that aren't mentioned before, but to be able to also support these houses by purchasing things and researching different houses and different fragrances, and just, you know, being able to give you guys more than just like new releases, talk to you guys and maybe help you guys discover new and interesting things. So that's what I also want to focus on too, fragrance wise, for 2021. But I'm gonna end this video here. It's been a bit of a long chit chat. My throat is super dry. I need to drink some tea, but I just wanted to share this with you guys, and I wanted to just kind of like end this video and say thank you, because there has been some darkness the past 2020 for everybody, like everybody, not just me. The beginning of 2020 was super rough, and the end of 2020 was super rough. Health-wise, my mental health-wise, just family-wise, emotionally, physically, spiritually, psychologically. And throughout this entire thing, yeah, there have been some mean people, but that's normal. It doesn't matter where you go. Not everyone's gonna like you. That's fine. But for the most part, you guys have been amazing. Like, amazing. The fact that you guys are so supportive, you're so warm, you're so kind, you still hold me accountable, you have no problem with critiquing, and I find that to be very respectful when somebody feels confident enough to say, hey, you know, I don't agree with you, or hey, you should do this differently. Like, the fact that you take time out of your day to do that and say that and mention that is something that I greatly, greatly appreciate. So from the bottom of my heart, again, I know I mentioned it in my old video, I am so thankful to everyone who has been a part of this journey. It's been very long time, almost 5 years I've been doing this, and I'm so lucky. I don't have the biggest channel, I don't get that many views, but I have the best audience. You guys are amazing, so thank you. And I hope that whatever you guys want to accomplish in 2021, you get to. Let's all keep our resolutions as best as we can. But those are my fragrant resolutions, those are my thoughts for 2021. I promise tomorrow will be a review and not some chit-chatty emotional video. I will be back to my regularly scheduled mispronunciating horrible reviews. Can't wait. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.